Margot ordered me out of retirement for three purposes. One is to stir up the Scottish working class. Secondly, to tell the Scottish working class that you're not too wee and you're not too poor, that you are a talented people, you're an enormously talented people, but you've had latent power which you've never used. And what I'm trying to do is convince the Scottish working class to turn that latent power into positive power, to have a working class parliament with a majority and a working class government.
I'm here to do a public meeting for the Yes campaign in a place called East Kilbride. And my purpose in this campaign is to stir up the Scottish working class and to tell them they're far better than the establishment has told them they are over many, many years, and that we are the majority. We've always been told we're too small, we're too poor, sometimes too stupid to run our own affairs. If we get a yes vote, it means that the Scottish working class have a wonderful opportunity, because we are the majority, to have a majority of the working class in the new Parliament, and therefore a working class government which will produce policies in favour of the needs of the working class instead of against them, as has been the case. I get really quite upset because when I was a member of the Westminster Parliament in 1973, we debated a document called Born to Fail, the number of children in our country who were born and who were born to be failures. Still being born to fail. 1973, now 2014. Born to fail. We've got 250,000 children living in poverty in Scotland. In the city of Glasgow, a third of the children are living in poverty. Now that's damaging to their educational opportunities. And this is one of the reasons why I campaign for Yes. We have to eradicate poverty, not talk about it, not produce ideas about it, but actually to produce action that produces work in our community and reduces poverty and eliminates poverty, so that the greatest resource we have, which is our children, actually get the opportunity to get a full education and their full potential actually recognised by them and the rest of society as well.
I know how important loyalty is in the labour movement, but at the end of the day, we have to ask ourselves, are we going to be more loyal to our children and our grandchildren than to a party which will tell us, vote no, and next year, when there's an election comes, vote Labour in Scotland, then get down on your knees and pray that they do the same south of the border, because if they don't, it's another 5 years of a Tory government. So it's the question of our people.
I've been involved in Scottish politics in an active way since 1960, when I came out the Royal Navy. I have never experienced anything like this before. This is the greatest civic movement Scotland has ever had. There are thousands of people working day and daily in Yes campaigns all over the country. Many of the people involved have never ever been involved in politics before or any public activity. And they are learning to organise. They obviously have to understand the political processes. They have to understand the economic arguments and the social arguments and the constitutional arguments. So as well as taking part in a great campaign, thousands and thousands of people are involved in a self-educational process as well. One of the great things that will emerge from this campaign, a lot of people haven't recognised, the people in Scotland will be a better educated people at the end of it than we were at the start of it, because of the amount of work that's being done. And the energy that is being poured into this campaign by the Yes side is quite phenomenal. It's not being matched on the No side at all.
Think of this. When we are independent, We don't need to defend any longer. Nobody's going to visit policies on us we don't want. All that wonderful energy that we have now will be used for the positive purpose of rebuilding a better society than the one we've got at the present time. My final remark is this. On the 18th of September, between 7 AM and 10 PM, 15 hours, we are a sovereign people. We have power. Nobody can take it away from us. For the first time ever, we are sovereign. What happens at 1 minute past 10 is vital. If we voted no, we've thrown that power away. And we're back in our children and our grandchildren, back into a country of low wages, high unemployment, gross inequality and poverty for our children. If we voted yes, every working class person can stand up that night and say to their partner, their wife and their wames and their grandwames, at long, long, long last, our time has come.